Everybody, welcome to the beautiful Gavroche restaurant for today's historic launch of Stan Sport's international Olympic channels to be broadcast in Australia for the first time. My name is Patrick Skeen, co-founder of Cultural Pulse, and before we get proceedings underway, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people on whose land, on traditional lands, this event is being held, and we'd like to acknowledge their elders past and present. Some quick housekeeping. I hope you enjoyed the Gavroche canapes. They will also be served after our formalities if you missed out. Who's excited about the Paris 2024 Olympic Games? Come on, once more with feeling. Who's excited? Yeah, that's better. It's great to see a diverse mix of people here today, from diplomatic representatives to community leaders and media, and so beautiful to see sport bringing together people together. A tradition that began in southern Greece in 776 BC and still continues today, and all the athletes would gather at Olympia in southern Greece. What a luxury it will be for members of the Italian, Greek, German, Indian, Spanish and French communities here today, that they can watch the incredible Australian coverage of the Games, and with a click of the remote control, they can be transported back to their ancestral homeland and watch the Olympics in first language, watch a coverage with a focus on athletes from the country, and the same coverage that your friends and family will be watching at home. So that's truly a big moment for living in Australia. Cultural Pulse is thrilled to be working with Stan Sport on this milestone event, and these are the games that are the most accessible games we've had for multicultural communities, so really thrilled with Stan Sport. So I'd like to just a couple of acknowledgements. I'd like to thank Consul General Martin Juilliard from the Consulate General of France. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to thank Felix Schwartz, the Consul General of Germany. Thank you for joining us, Felix. Dr. Gianluca Ribagotti, the Consul General of Italy, thank you for joining us. The Consul General of Spain, Ms. Rebecca Chantal Guinea-Stahl. We have Yanis Malikortis. We have apologies from the Greek Consul General who's overseas. And we have apologies from the Indian Consul General as well. We've got a great mix of media. We've got a great mix of some language schools who've been keeping culture alive, so we'd like to acknowledge diplomatic and also the diplomatic representatives. So to get us in the Olympic mood, here is a sizzle reel courtesy of the team at Stan Sports.
We are about to witness sporting greatness in all its glory.
In 2024, experience the Olympic Games like never before.
Every event from the biggest sporting celebration in the world.
Goosebumps around the stadium.
Ad-free, live and on demand.
Unbelievable performance. We've never seen anything like it.
And for the very first time, watch the most comprehensive Olympics offering in Australian streaming history.
Everybody waiting for the fallen man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this.
Unrivaled and uninterrupted viewing. More Olympics content on demand than ever before.
For the very first time, watch the biggest and best moments in 4K.
In a global first, watch the world with 8 exclusive international Olympic channels only on Stan Sport, featuring multi-languages and local coverage and shows from our partners across the globe, Eurosport, Viacom 18 and Sky NZ, engaging more Australian communities with a tailored Olympic experience.
That's good, and there's the wall.
2 exclusive daily shows.
All the glory and every story delivered by Olympics experts every morning and night.
Plus an exclusive 24/7 news channel, over 40 Olympic sports channels, and 4 exclusive feature channels curating the best action live and ad-free on Stan Sport, providing Australians with more ways to watch than ever before.
Incredible.
Enjoy the games your way on all your favourite devices.
What a performance.
Experience greatness.
Michael Phelps, you are absolutely invincible.
Experience Stan Sport.
This is what the Olympics is all about.
The crowd enjoyed that one.
And he's the Olympic champion.
Don't miss a second of the biggest sporting event on the planet, unrivaled and uninterrupted.
Oh, you're kidding me.
every event from Paris 2024, ad-free, live and on demand. The biggest moments in 4K, all in one place on Stan Sport.
Come at the hour, come at the champion.
Get ready to cheer on your nation.
Well done to your team, Mark. That was very inspiring. One further quick acknowledgement. We have some Socceroo royalty in the house. He tried to sneak in the back there. Craig Foster's joined us, author, human rights activist, Socceroo commentator. He covers it all. And thanks for joining us, Craig. And we'll hear from Craig a little bit later on the panel. Okay, our first speaker today is the CEO of Stan Sport, and to share some details on the new Stan Sport's international coverage, please make welcome Mr. Martin Kugler.
Thank you, Patrick. Welcome, everyone. Very impressed about the lineup who came here today. I'm probably, to be honest, a bit intimidated. But no, thank you for taking the time coming here. We are obviously extremely excited. While the official start date of Olympics is basically tonight, the 26th, but really it has already started two nights ago. So. My name is Martin Kugler. I've been with Stan for nearly 10 years, so half a year, when Stan was only basically existed on paper. If you had told me at that time we would be in 10 years the Olympic broadcaster in Australia, I would have told you you're absolutely dreaming. Right? It's such an honor for us to be the broadcaster and bring the biggest sporting event that basically brings it to everyone, right? Kids, adults, and brings everyone together. And I think from the discussions that I had already here, it's just a topic, right? We talked about the rugby sevens last night, French against Argentina. What a game! Obviously, you hear from my accent where I'm coming from. You hear from my shirt that I sneaked under. My team told me off and said, "Oh, you can't do it," but I still am wearing it. Sorry, Craig. No, we're extremely proud to be the Olympic broadcaster, and we would have never dreamt it. So the service launched 9 years ago. We started as an entertainment-only company, grew obviously, and then only 3.5 years ago we added sports to our offering with rugby. We brought the football Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League. We brought tennis, some motorsport. So basically, sport is only 3.5, and here we are, and we're the Olympic broadcaster. But what makes us proud is we have achieved something here in Australia that nobody else. If you have got examples from your countries, please let me know. But from our knowledge, nobody else has achieved to become as a local player to scale. We are now over 2.2 million subscribers or households in a 10 million household country, and we're competing with global giants, Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Pound, and everyone, and we've become profitable. No one in the world has achieved that in this space. So we can only achieve that while we're a small team. We're about 220 permanent staff. If you count all the casuals in our customer service, etc., we do everything in-house. Customer service, app development for IT, creative agency, our social team, everything we do in-house. 220 people. Disney Plus, I met Disney Plus over in the US. They said we've got 220 designers. So we can only do that with an extremely passionate team. And I think the song that you hear under the "Whatever It Takes," I think that represents us. And we have the ambition to bring the best Olympic experience to Australia. It's obviously a bit of a challenge. We acquired, you might know, we're part of the Nine Group. We're 100% Nine owned. And the Olympics is traditionally a free proposition, right? Australian audiences expect that the Olympics are brought to them for free. There's also anti-cycling, but there's also the expectation of the community. So our nine colleagues will have got a great broadcast. They've got 2 channels. Nine Now will have got the Olympics as well. So the key question for us was, what can we deliver to audience so they're willing to pay? So we obviously we've got an advertisement-free proposition, so it's uninterrupted. So tonight, when you want to watch the opening ceremony, there's no moment of the incredible opening ceremony on River Seine that you will miss when you watch it on Stan. There's also, we know families with small kids who don't really want their kids to watch advertisement or certain advertising. So that is definitely a target group that we have. We bring to the audience for the first time in Australia 4K Ultra HD. So if you want to watch Rafael Nadal's sweat dropping from him when he's playing tennis, hopefully very deep in the tournament, or with Carlitos playing doubles, which I think is an exciting prospect. There's no better way of watching that. Our technology team introduced just weeks ago Dolby Surround 5.1. So if you don't have the chance to travel to Paris, unfortunately we don't, but Dolby Surround gives you the stadium feeling. We bring to audience every event, 329 events. I think it's 3,500 hours of live content. The maximum it will go on will be 36 events on at the same time. So every event is on stand, so you can tune in whatever you want to watch and your desire. That is that the time over? And that is live, but I heard already Olympics is overnight. I can't get up in the morning. Whenever you want, you can catch up on stand. It's full replays, it's mini matches, it's highlights, it's rapid recaps. You can choose whatever you want to do, right? This morning I went to bed last night at 1:30 after Germany lost in the handball against South Korea. Didn't watch the Matildas live, but I got up and watched the mini match 20 minutes live this morning. I watched then the rugby sevens going into the semi-finals. The unbelievable match. If you want to watch something today, France against Argentina, rugby 7, unbelievable match. So you can catch up on all of that. We have exciting shows. So we have got a morning show every morning at 7, and Craig Foster will feature on our morning show, talking about materials, talking about but we have an incredible lineup of experts that I think that the whole team is extremely proud of. We have got Ash Barty, first time on TV commentating. We have Steph Rice, we have Grant Hackett, we have Stuart O'Grady. It's an incredible lineup. Obviously, all the Australian experts. On top of that, we have got exclusive for international channels. We have got exclusive for 24/7 news channels. At any time you want to tune in, you've missed out on the action. Who's leading the medal tally, the stories? You can watch it on stand. But then the most exciting thing, and probably the reason why we're here, it's a world first. It's a world first. Nobody has ever done that we bring for communities their local coverage to Australia. So as you've seen, we have got the British channel. Unofficially we call it the silver medal channel. Then we have Spain. We have got the French channel, obviously, there as a host country. We have got Greek, we have got Germany, we've got Italy. We have a great partnership with Sky New Zealand, so we've got the New Zealand coverage, and we have got the Indian coverage. And I'm quite interested from you guys, because we had long debate and discussed with Indian community people. Do we do it in English language? Do we do it in Hindu? Or what is the? Ultimately, we picked English language. Hopefully, that was a good choice. So. I hope who hasn't signed up to stand yet, so there's a chance. Tonight is the opening ceremony, so that's probably my introduction.
Just a couple of questions before you go. How's the mood in the stand office the night before Christmas?
Look, the night before, it started 2 nights ago, right? That's day -2 it's called. It's a weird concept that the opening ceremony is later than the games start. So look, we are I don't know, it's hard to describe, right? We're extremely proud, extremely excited. One of our stand values is we are pumped, right? But at the same time, we've got a lot of sore heads in the office. Obviously, we've got a team that works overnight, right? We've got a team in technology who brings all the broadcast in. We've got a customer service team who helps out. We've got the marketing team who brings the latest story. So we've got a lot of tired heads already in the office, and it's only the opening ceremony is today. But luckily, the start was very, very successful, very smooth. So very happy.
So once the Olympics are over, what other sports content can subscribers look forward to?
Look, we're home of rugby, so we've got the Rugby Championship, the spring tour when the Wallabies go over to the Northern Hemisphere. The UEFA Champions League will start again with a new format that probably only Craig Foster and some other will have understood how it exactly works, but we'll explain it to the audience. The US Open will come, so there's plenty of sport coming, and then there's also plenty of entertainment coming as well. So if you're a Yellowstone fan, buckle up. That's coming back in November, but we also have a great Stan original just launching after the Olympics, Critical Incident, filmed in Western Sydney. It's an awesome show as well.
Putting on your German hat now, anything, any athlete or anyone you're particularly looking forward to, and how does that feel to watch it in first language?
Well, I couldn't watch it in first language yet. It kicks off with the opening ceremony tonight, so I will definitely tune in. So, look, teams from German perspective, it's probably, well, it's football. But I think basketball is an extremely interesting tournament. Obviously, the US team that is coming with LeBron James, but I think all the European teams, South American, they want to beat them, right? The Spanish team is exciting. The Australian team is exciting. Tennis will be a great tournament. It's so much, but I think what makes me really exciting is the stories that you're not expecting, right? And that can be surprising gold medal winners, but there will be also emotions, heartbreak. There will be a lot of stories that we can't even now anticipate that we'll see. So there will be a top 10 rail on, so tune into that as well.
Amazing, thanks. Put your hands together. CEO of Stan Sport, Mr. Mark Cooper. Thank you. Our next speaker to tell us about the significance today is the CEO of Cultural Pulse. Please welcome Mr. Reg Raghavan.
Thanks everyone for being here today. It's wonderful to have you all here and to meet you, see all the friendly faces and familiar faces from all the different events that we've done. I'd like to just quickly acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and the elders past and present. Why are we doing this? What's the context of all this? Three stories really make Australia, make us one, which is the Indigenous heritage, this British inheritance and this multicultural achievement. And it's this multicultural achievement that's kind of crept up on us in the last 15, 20 years. And so the statistics now, 51% of permanent residents in Australia have one or more parent born overseas. That's 30% born overseas. And that makes Australia one of the most multicultural, most diverse nations on earth. So it presents a really interesting opportunity, and contrasted to experiences overseas, we see this as a really great opportunity to unify such a diverse group of people under one nation. In terms of the 6 communities up here, not including New Zealand and the UK, which are mainly English speaking obviously, there are people, 4 million ancestry from the 6 countries, so we're talking about 1 in 6 Australians. That doesn't include tourists and students that might be here, and another 1.4 million actually speak one of those 6 languages at home as well, so it's quite significant. There'll be a lot of excited people to see this coverage. I am going to introduce Craig in a moment, but I just wanted to say we see initiatives like this as a win-win for the communities, whether you call them communities or consumers. They get this premium sports coverage, which Martin spoke about, and also a way to connect with home, and language being so important. As the famous Nelson Mandela quote, you speak to a, he says man, but I'll say person. Speak to a person in a language he understands, it goes to their head, but if you speak to a person in their own language, it goes to their heart. And so I think during this coverage and beyond, Stan will be speaking to the hearts of many homes in Australia. For Stan, you get that deeper engagement and loyalty with those communities by doing that, speaking in their heart, and access to fast-growing markets. So no doubt you've crept up as one of the big players with 2 million subscriptions. And for government representatives on both sides, both foreign and Australian governments, it's an awesome opportunity for sports diplomacy, public diplomacy and diaspora diplomacy to be able to connect our nations as people increasingly look to people-to-people links and how our countries engage closer, particularly in some of the European countries where there's a big geographic distance as well. So it's an amazing win. I'd like to congratulate Martin and the team at Stan. They've done a wonderful job. Our team has worked directly with Erin and Eliza and the broader team, and you've done a fantastic job. It's not just about having the vision, it's also the execution ability, and you've showed nothing but professionalism in doing that. And our team as well, with Carissa in the back, Nick, Pat, Jake, who's kicked off the program very quickly, Dee, putting the event on tonight. I'd like to just thank everyone in our team that's here and not here for doing such a wonderful, wonderful job. And and of course all the community, media community. We've got Alliance Francais here, for example, so it's not just people from those backgrounds, there's also Aussies trying to learn languages as well. I heard there's 6,000 enrolments last year, which is a significant number for French. So, the broader context is quite large, and what a great learning opportunity for some of those advanced students to tune into the coverage. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce, Pat's given a little bit of a background on Craig. I can't think of anyone better to talk about, this product, sport, the international channels, the meaning, ex-footballer, football analyst, Logie Award winner, advocate of Multicultural, and of course, stand commentator, Mr. Craig Foster.
Hi, how are you everyone? Nice to see you all. And thanks for the introduction. So just, I guess, say a couple of things. Firstly, I'm not happy with you wearing that German shirt this morning. Martin Kugler, that's very unfair, very insensitive. And some of you, I'm sure, would have got up this morning and watched the Matildas play against the fabulous German team, and so now it's going to be a real challenge playing Zambia actually on Monday, which is wonderful. All of that, of course, all that content on Stan Sport, which we're very, very proud of. The importance of multiculturalism. Well, this is something that I'm so thrilled about and very proud that Stan have been able to take this stance as a member of the Australian Multicultural Council, and someone who plays the multicultural game still, but who made a career out of playing for Australia and abroad. This is something that's very close to my heart. And that, I think, is also important, that this doesn't just speak to the hearts of communities in language, this speaks to the heart of all Australians. Because what this says to me is that we care about you. What it says to me is that we care about our multicultural communities. What this says to me is that Stan understands we are a multicultural country. And so what we're not doing is just, expecting people to, wear the green and gold, and to speak in English and to cheer in the way that we want to cheer. What we want is for all Australians to have an opportunity to be themselves, to replicate and bring forward their own historic cultures, as well as their love and our shared love and sense of values here in Australia. So there's no better time to bring that to life than through sport, because that actually is what genuinely unites us, and there's so much that is dividing us at the moment. So I do think many of you would agree this Olympics comes at a hell of a good time, because this is the moment when Australians always come together and cheer our swimmers and cheer our athletes and cheer our rugby, and let's hope cheer our Matildas. So well done to Martin, well done to everyone here. And I just want to leave you with one little story I read a couple of days ago about the Olympics. In 1956 is very Australian, as you all know. In 1956 we had the Melbourne Olympics here, right? And so we had a protest, which we don't have a lot of protests in Australia actually. It's not like France, this real protest culture, right, where they really love it, which I deeply respect. I think we should have more. So I was thrilled to read a couple of days ago about what happened. So in 1956 the Olympics came, and that time is a huge deal for Australia, of course. So anyway, for whatever they were protesting, I don't know, but down in Melbourne, this group decided that they were going to hijack the running of the torch. Right? And so what they did was they went and got off a chair, they got the wooden leg of a chair, they put like a cup like this, a tin cup on top, they glued it on, and they got what we call in Australia, quintessentially Australian, they got a pair of undies. Do you know what a pair of undies is? It's like underpants. In Australian vernacular it's called undies. And they've got a pair of undies and they lit the undies. They put some accelerant on and lit the undies and actually ran through the street and pretended that they were carrying the torch. The media followed them, the Premier of the state came and shook their hand, and they carried it off, and I would say a most Australian way. I can assure Martin the one thing I will not do is I will not be holding a pair of burning undies on air, but I'm very much looking to this Olympics. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Craig. With parts of the world now in a state of tout est bleu, the Olympic Games has an important role in reminding us of our shared humanity. The French will be delivering this Games, showcasing Gallic flair, style and hospitality. And to tell us all about it, please welcome the Consul General, Martin Juillard, Consul General of France.
to this? Oh, sorry. No, well, I guess like everybody in Paris these days, I'm a bit nervous right at this point in time. We're just on the slide, so we're just moving down and hoping that everything will go well. I know that right now everybody's in Paris just calling to every sorcerer they know just to make sure that it does not rain tomorrow. But well, this is going to be something incredible. We tried to design these games in a way that, well, they were not designed before. So that will be the opening ceremony inside the city, on the Seine River, on one of the most beautiful and most renowned urban landscapes in the world. And, well, that in itself will make, I guess, these games a landmark in the history of the games. But we'll have also lots of disciplines and lots of competitions in the city. And we try to put some of these less well-known or less exposed disciplines really in the heart of the city. So archery in the Invalides, BMX and skate in the Place de la Concorde and so on. And all these other sports, well, those you know very well. But it's also all over France. We will have events in Marseille, we'll have events in Tahiti, of course, with the surfing and so on. So it's, well, we try to make it also a show of what French hospitality can be. And, well, as the Baron de Coubertin once said, l'important c'est de participer. So, well, you can expect the French sense of hospitality go as far as leaving as many medals to your countries as possible. Not too much, but still.
Okay, thank you. Put your hands together. Consul General Martin Gilliard, thank you. Okay, for our final part of today's event, we're going to hear from some community representatives on the inside word on how their communities are preparing for the Games. So can I please have on the stage Elise Ledger, elected official of the French people, the President of Australia-India Business Council, Irfan Malik, Felix Schwartz, Consul General of Germany in Sydney, Rebecca Chantal Guinea-Stahl, Consul General of Spain, and that's our... And Consul General of Italy, Consul General Dr. Gianluca Rubico. So Irfan, what do the Olympic Games mean to the Indian people?
I think, even me growing up, we had a strong kind of intent with our, Olympic contingents. I think with athletes that we've had, but over the years, from hockey to even in soccer as well. Way back, I know there was an Indian team who have won Olympics as well. So it's definitely something which Indians are passionate about. Sports and Olympics in particular, we all have aspired to. In fact, this year we have a strong contingent going in from India, 117 plus athletes. They're across several sports, and also remember the Kabaddi games as well, which we had quite a bit. But I'm quite excited about the diaspora here, representing one of the largest diaspora, close to 1 million plus, and growing and very passionate diaspora about sport, and again connecting back to India. And I'm really pleased that Sand has taken that leap of faith to really entrust and have that channel and that focus there as well. And thank you to Culture Pulse for curating this event. But really looking forward to really reaching out and being a global sporting occasion. I'm sure we're all excited, and even the pulse check I had at home today, my daughter was really looking forward to the Metal game and they win, but definitely look forward to having a lot more happen to the community as well. I'm really thankful that Stan could take this on board here. Thank you.
And quickly, who should we look out for on the Indian side?
I think Neeraj Chopra, of course. We are looking for a few wins. Archery and shooting, India is definitely on there. top of the cards as well. So definitely a lot of Indian glory, and I think representing 1.4 billion. Any kind of win, that's going to be a huge win for the whole country. Yeah. So
Okay.
thank you.
Elise, an Olympics in your hometown, or home nation. What do the Olympic Games mean for the French people?
Well, it's a Frenchman who brought the modern Olympics. Martin Juillard mentioned him, the Baron Pierre de Coubertin. So we kind of we rebirthed in a way this. So I think the French people really like the Olympic Games, and in all disciplines. We really follow everything, and of course it's broadcasted on national television every year. Every year the games are on, and we have hosted many games and also winter games. So yeah, it's a country that loves Olympic Games.
And watching live in French, is that exciting?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And who are you? Who can you let us know? Who's an exciting French prospect for gold?
Well, they are different. For example, I come from the southwest of France, so it's a land of rugby. So we're very happy that Antoine Dupont is playing because we missed him during the World Cup. And so, for example, that. Oh, also we have great hopes for some gymnasts. There's a young lady named Melanie de Jesus dos Santos. For example, it's not a very popular sport, but she might do a very big performance. I don't know, of course, judo. That's a big sport. So Teddy Riner, Clarissa Begnini.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you so much, Felix. The Germans always figure in the middle counts. What do the Olympic Games mean for the German people?
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. We are very excited to have the Olympics in Europe again, in Paris. We have just hosted the Football Euro Championships. Now we are moving on to the Olympics, and Germany has 80 million people, so we are active in most of the disciplines at the Olympics. This is why we are very much looking forward to it. And what's the good thing this time, we'll see it live in the same time zone. Before that, we always had to get up early. Now it's for the Australians to get up early.
Okay, is there a German athlete we should be watching out for in the coverage?
Well, of course there are several. Let me just name the long jump woman Malaika Mihambo. I think she has good chances to win. Then I would say Sasha Zverev, tennis player, the defending champion. He might be good chances to win again. Basketball, Dennis Schröder playing. Also carrying the flag tonight, and last but not least rowing, which is also very popular here, the boat of 8. I think we have good chances to win there, and we are very excited to see the Olympics.
Thank you so much. Moving on to España, Rebecca, what do the Olympic Games mean for the Spanish people?
Well, we have had such a great year, you all know we won the Women World Cup here in Sydney not so long time ago. A few weekends ago as well, we did fantastic in the Euro Cup, in Wimbledon. Well, I think the Olympics are a kind of a culmination, for Spain. We don't have such a big population as probably India, France or Germany, but we're doing amazingly good in sport, and I'm so proud of my people, because they're really working hard, they're so enthusiastic, and they're proving, that you can do it. So I just hope, it's going to be this culmination. I'm so happy that we can follow everything in Spanish, not only for the Spanish people, but also for all the Latin American community, which is actually very big here in Australia. So thank you for that, Stan. And I personally will enjoy it full on, that's for sure.
Any Spanish athletes to watch or teams to watch that you're excited about?
Well, yes. I'm very excited, about everything, but mainly, I think for me personally, the Olympics are the opportunity to follow these sports or disciplines that you're not so much, aware of. We all know about basket, soccer, football, everything that has to do with water. But all these sports that you don't follow on a regular basis, during the year, for me now is the opportunity to have a look at them, to discover them. And I think I'm going to put my attention on all these sports that normally I don't follow as often, It's a great opportunity.
That's a beautiful attitude. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to Italia. Consul General Dr. Gianluca Ribogotti. The Italians are already, there's an Italian, the 100-meter world champion right now who'll be defending. What do the Olympic Games mean to the Italian people?
First of all, sorry for my voice. I have some issue, but I hope you can hear me. You know, sport is widely... No, it's not because of shouting. Not yet. So we practice sport. Probably we fight more than practicing about sport. And in Italy, most of the attention normally goes to football. So I think that the Olympics, as also my colleagues said, it's an opportunity to enlarge a little bit the horizon and give some visibility to other sports which normally don't catch the attention of the general public. In Italy, for instance, we have a long and great tradition in fencing, in all the different categories and levels, and we're also very good in, let me call them, water sports, swimming, rowing. So I think it would be a good occasion to give more exposure and visibility to also this kind of athletes.
And hearing the Olympics in Italiano here, live and legal?
Yes, I think it's a good, it's a welcome opportunity, because it's been calculated that probably 1.2 million of Australians have got Italian origins. I don't know how many really speak Italian, but for those who do speak, it will be a good opportunity. Thank you.
Put your hands together for our panelists. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. One further acknowledgement. I'd like to acknowledge the Cultural Pulse Chair, the square-jawed Scotsman over there, David Morgan, who's a wonderful part of our team. So that brings our formalities to a close. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you to Stan Sport and the team. Really, really awesome what you guys have done, Martin. It's awesome. And I've got two exciting notes. Each one of you will receive a free Stan Sport digital subscription, so keep an eye on your inboxes. You will be, as part of that, we just want you to spread the word now, let as many people know that this, the way I look at it is support the people that support you, and Stan have really stepped up for your community. And the wonderful team at Stan have also prepared a gift bag for you over there, so make sure you pick up yours on the way out. Stick around for some canapes and networking, and as the French say, bonne journée. Thank you very much.